Hi guys, my name is Hallie Heatley, and I chose the Early Childhood and Inclusion Policy. This is a DEC and NACI joint statement. This policy mainly focuses on providing an inclusive learning environment for all children, including those with disabilities, as well as creating high quality programs so that all children from different environments have access to a positive social relationships, can gain belonging and new learning opportunities. The three key features of inclusion that this statement focuses on is participation, which is just supporting the child actively while they're playing. And this doesn't mean just having the child run around. This is having them actively playing with others and interacting with their peers. Second is access. This is making sure that children who have disabilities have access to different activities, environments, learning opportunities, just like the other kids. And this can just be like having different learning materials that they can use that are designed for them, or even designing an activity that you know that they can participate in and the other kids will enjoy as well. And then the third reason is support, making sure the necessary tools for inclusion are in place so inclusion can be effective. This means giving teacher professional development, making sure teachers have access to the resources, teachers and students, as well as creating new policies to ensure inclusion happens. Next, for supporting a child's developmental the theories that connect to this policy. The first one I found was Vygotsky's the sociocultural theory. And this one is great because it emphasizes an increase in scaffolding and social interactions in childhood learning. Inclusion practices also promote learning in the zone of proximal development. These interactions with educators and peers are very beneficial to children with disabilities and development. Then the second one I found that aligned with my position was the ecological systems theory. This theory just explains how the multiple environments can influence and affect a child's development, and the inclusion statement emphasizes how having supportive environments and policies can influence a child's learning experiences, especially in a positive light, because if they're having positive experiences in different environments like school or home or anywhere else, that means they'll have positive interactions when they're at school, and they'll learn better and learn more and be able to develop and grow better. So from my personal experiences, when I'm from 20 to 22, I worked summers and winters at a child care center in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. And we did some good things and some bad things that I saw aligned with the statement. One of the things that I did was I tried to offer multiple materials when we did activities. I knew some of the kids had sensory issues, and I knew some of the kids also had fine motor issues, which is fine, but I never wanted anybody to feel left out. So, like, for example, when we did finger painting, I knew a couple of the kids just were not touching that paint at all. So I made sure they had colored pencils, crayons, markers, anything they could need that they could still enjoy the art activity and still be a part of it without having to touch the paint. Um, One thing my lead teacher did was she would assign like little helpers throughout the day and make sure everybody was included. And this was not just for big or small tasks. It wasn't just for big tasks, it was for small as well. Like she had for one day we had a new student come into our class, and this was her first day at a new school as well as her first day moving up into a bigger class. So she had never been on the big kid slide before, so she was a little afraid to go down, and we could all see it. So she asked another student who was really enjoying the slide to go ask to see if she wanted to go down with her or she wanted some help going down. And the girl got over her little fear and she enjoyed the slide for the rest of the day. And then the biggest thing is that the center collaborated with families and specialists to help with early intervention and other strategies to support children's development. The center had two speech therapists and an occupational therapist that they partnered with who were supposed to come about once a week. It was more like once every 3 weeks, once a month. But that is okay. It was glad to have the help and to have them come and assess different children, assess the classroom, see if anybody was having any issues that we should be looking out for. However, it was not always perfect, and we did have a problem with not enough training for educators or the aides that would come in. And there was also just a lack of necessary resources when we said we would need things for kids to help them participate in different activities when they were having issues and things like that. But overall, we tried our best to be as inclusive as possible, and there weren't too many things that I would change. Thank you. Bye, guys. This is the end.